It seem like they don't jump on your wagon until it's moving. Shit, I've been telling you niggas to tune in. I'm a dog from the mud, I need a grooming. Pursuing, got a plug and got it booming. Shit, I'm heavy and they lightweight. I gotta play for a 9, boy, that's lightweight. All my white bitches hefty cause I like weight. It seem like all these niggas petty, they don't like cake. Lightweight, like damn, he look like his mom and his dad. Took care about the yam, but he was raised by the Av.
Welcome to Regular Talk. I got a real special guest right here, man. I knew this guy 30 plus. Man, this guy's a rapper, entrepreneur, a friend, a father. This used to be a guy who I used to get advice from. This used to be a guy that he used to say things to me, and I used to get it like a year or two later and be like, Kirby was right. Genuine guy, always been himself. I got Kirb in the building. What's up, Chief?
What up, though, man?
Nothing,
you know,
man.
hey, you know, some people scream that day one stuff, but like when it comes to me and you, like it's more official than a referee with a whistle when it comes to being day ones. Like you one of the people, first 5 people I can remember in life.
I don't remember not.
Facts.
I don't remember not knowing you.
Facts. That's
The
a
crazy
fact.
thing is, but I built this platform, man, for people like you, man, people that I have personally a fan of who inspire me. So there's a lot of things I don't know about you, man, that I'm kind of excited about, man. But let's start with childhood, man. Tell me about your childhood, man.
You know, East Side baby, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, grew up, you know, mom and dad in the house, strict dad, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, everybody was scared of my dad on the street type. So, you know, I definitely come from morals for sure, you know what I'm saying? Good morals. And, you know, childhood, you know, was childhood on the East. Lived in Homewood till I was 12 before I moved up the way, you know.
How was you as a student? Let's say 5th to 8th grade.
5th to 8th, average.
Average student?
Yeah, you know, parents always hit you with the, oh, if you apply yourself more. So I think if I'd applied myself more, I'd have definitely been, you know, one of them ones, but, you know, I skated through.
I always say your 9th grade year is like when your characters start to build. So how was it walking in Westinghouse that 9th grade year? Excuse me, you went to Peabody.
I was just about to say, I actually went to Peabody 9th grade.
How was that? Especially coming from Lincoln and going to a whole other school where you pretty much ain't go to.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely say that's where I was starting to find myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, it was high school, man. Like I always say to my kids, like my 2 funnest years in school, period, was 9th grade and 12th grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, all right, like you said, you finding yourself. In 12th grade, like, damn, I'm about to be a grown ass man out here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, it was different because, you know, like it was only a select few that went to that school that was from that side of town. So, you know, it was a mix up. You had Lorimer people, the Garfield people. I was fortunate to be, I went to Arsenal for 8th grade, so I was cool with a lot of the Garfield people. So like before the gang stuff hit in the city, I was already friends with a lot of these guys. So when we came to 9th grade and the gang shit had hit, you know, it was like, that's Robert. You know what I mean? But, you know.
Speaking of the gangs, though, man, like I said, you are not like maybe a generation down from that original gang. How was it navigating back then through the gang era?
Man, it was different. Like, cause like, you know, like you said, I wasn't one of the original first ones off the porch, but like I watched it when it started. Like I remember when it changed to the gang shit, and it was just like different. Like for me, it was just like so intriguing because, you know, coming from where we come from, man, like it was just something about Lincoln Avenue that, you know, a lot of us was infatuated with, and I was just one of them. So when it made that turn, it was just like, it was different because it's like I was saying to my son, like last few days ago, like, you ain't come up like we came up. Like we had to go through stuff because of the gangs that you'll never even have to go through, which is a good thing, you know what I mean? But It was just definitely different. The terrain changed, and it was definitely different for sure. Like, I remember certain times of being like 14, coming outside just felt like, damn, I got to make the right moves to make it home. Just because you just never know. You ain't even have to be into nothing. Just being out there was enough. You know what I mean? But for sure.
All right, bro. Like, I personally know your mom, your dad. You have a great mom and dad, but we ain't gonna get too far. But you transitioned into the streets though. So why is it the streets so like influencing us? When like I mean, I don't mean to cut you off. We live in the house with the, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like why is it so influencing us to get out there like that?
You know what I used to say to people, and me and you might even had this conversation. If we'd have grew up in Bethel Park, it would have been a different. It would have been we'd have turned out different because we'd have been raised different. We're all products of our environment. You know what I mean? And I think that's just what it was. We was products of our environment. Like, and the story is the same. Like, you intrigued by you seeing the dope boys on the block. You intrigued by seeing the dudes running around with a pocket full of money. It's just intriguing. It's culturalistic for us too. Ultimately, when you grow up in the hood, you know what I mean? But like for me, that's just what it was. Like, I had my dad in the house telling me what I should and shouldn't do, but at that point, there just wasn't nothing going to probably stop me from jumping off the porch and running into the streets, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, hindsight is 2020, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just think it's just, like I said, I don't know why it's so intriguing for us, like, but like I said, ultimately it's still, we products of our environment, you know what I mean? Because we know some people that didn't jump all the way off to the porch and be into the gang shit exactly, but still be affiliated, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, I don't know, like, I think that's the best way I could put it is, like, we just products of our environment, you know what I mean? That's why I know, for me, it was just big that I didn't want my two older kids to grow up in the hood. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted them to at least live on the outskirts, Penn Hills, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that worked, if that's why it worked, but it worked, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to not be attracted to something you see every single day. You know what I mean? That's already glorified coming from where we come from.
You go to college, bro?
Yeah, I did my little baby stint, CCAC, something light, nothing major. Like, looking back, I wish I would have got that experience to go to an actual college, even if it was something like IUP or Edinburgh or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I would have got that little run to be 18, dorm room, no parents, you know what I mean? But no, I ain't go that far for sure.
Why do you think they don't push college like they did when we was younger?
The internet, because see now, the reality of it is this. You don't need college to be successful. And now knowing what we know, like most people that went to college be in debt for a very long time because it's very expensive. And then most people that go to, let's say, whatever they major for, they doing something else. You know what I mean? So it's like, now it's just hard to push college. Like, why the hell would I spend 50 to 60 to 70,000 on school when I could be an influencer and go viral and the rest is history? But, you know, different times, man. Like I think America was designed for us to be in debt. You got two type of people in this world. You got buyers and sellers, right? And I think you could break that down to every aspect of life. You got buyers and you got sellers. Which one is you? Because most of the sellers are successful, whatever they selling. And most of the buyers, for the most part, they live, I guess you could call it check to check, or you know what I'm saying? Because they content with being a buyer, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just hard to push stuff that in this day and time that really, when you think about it, don't make a whole bunch of sense.
Why ain't we learn things like, and I'm gonna be honest, man, I ain't hear nothing about having good credit until I start like being with women. Like, how come we don't hear about like?
And I hate to make this, not to cut you off, I hate to make this interview go political, but where we come from, we wasn't supposed to know. They ain't want us to know that, bro. And that's just that. They ain't want us to know that credit is key. They ain't want us to know that you don't need $100,000 to go get a loan or go get a loan for a house, or just like small businesses where you get your loans and grants, and we wasn't supposed to know all of this. But I will say this. You can only be taught something by somebody that know it. If they don't know it, like how could my dad teach me to be an entrepreneur if he ain't one? You know what I mean? Like, and when you think about our parents, their age, they getting up there close to the 80s and all that. They definitely weren't trying to teach black people that. And when they was coming up, absolutely not. There was no way they was going to teach us that, or people that. So, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to, because that's what my dad always preached to me, like, get you a job, you need 401k, and which is all of that is cool, because I don't want nobody to think that don't work, because it works, and it can work well, like, you know what I mean? But a person can't teach you to be your own boss if they ain't their own boss.
You had your little, like you say, your little stint in college, then you came back. Did you have a plan what you wanted to do, or it was?
I'm a quote some words of one of my great friends. They always said to me, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I definitely didn't have a plan, because I've never heard that statement until you came home and said it, right? And it's kind of on the lines of what we just talked about. Like, can't nobody teach you nothing that they don't know. But definitely didn't have a plan. Like, and the wild part about it is they say it's a lot of men, they don't really figure it out till late 30s, early 40s. And yeah, I can honestly say that I was one of them people, because it's just like, it's just, coming from what we come from and going through ups and downs and trials and tribulations, like, and a lot of the things that we be into, we be like clouded. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just as in little stuff like smoking weed, like, people don't realize. I know I can only speak for myself. Like, smoking weed, if I could go back and not smoke weed, I probably would, because that just like, I think it just like clouded my judgment on planning.
I want to know now, man. When did you first fall in love with you rapping, not rap, like you rapping? When was that?
I think my first venture with rapping was probably when I was I'll say like 13. Me and a homie up the street, Earl, and my homeboy Smid, we just decided, like, let's just rap. Like, let's get this. We're gonna play the beat, the instrumental out the speaker. We're gonna put the boom box here, and we're gonna rap into this, and we're gonna record it all on here. You know what I mean? And that was just like, that was my introduction. I don't think, and I just stuck with it. Like, I just think, for me, like, culturalistic for us is just music, period. Whether it's rhythm and blues, back to jazz for what, our people's coming up on, oldies but goodies, to rap music. It's just very culturalistic for us. So it was just like one of them things to do that, because for me personally, I think it took a long time for me to actually get good with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think for me, that's when I fell in love with it. I was actually good to me. Like, cause the first couple of years, it was like, all right, we rapping, but nah, I ain't that damn good. You know what I mean? But once I'm like, oh nah, that was actually dope. If this wasn't me, I like it. Then yeah, that's when it became passion. That's when I became passionate for it, for sure.
Speaking of like Earl, and I want to know this too, that the first original Lincoln tape, Deuce 47, with all that on there, whose idea was that?
Well, I can't really speak on whose. I did was because me and Earl really wasn't part of that. I gotta give my homeboy Smooth the Menace, man, Dennis, man, like, and he was actually messing with dealing with Chaos, rest in peace, and R.I.P. to Ronell, but they was big into the dancing and, you know what I mean, rapping and high top fades, like they been doing that, you know what I'm saying? So when I moved up Lincoln, I want to say that came out like 2 summers after I moved up there, so I was like 14. I could actually say, with no cap, as they would say, that was like, most of my, other than of course Tupac, most of my music influences came from Pittsburgh, and Smooth is on top. Smooth Menace is definitely in my top 5 of influential for me. B. Porter, Smash, Chris Lowe, like, these motherfuckers was rappers to me, like, and they were like, it was them that made me be like, nah, I wanna rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to go back to that, I remember the first time I heard that shit, that Do 7 Is My Hood, like, that shit was just like, for Lincoln, it was monumental, and it was definitely monumental to me, but it just set the tone for me when it comes to Lincoln and people that make music coming from Lincoln, because there's a lot of us, like, that set the tone. Like, I think everybody that raps just about from up the way heard that, and there was some type of influence on them from that, for sure. So I definitely gotta give a shout out to Smooth, for sure, for that.
I don't think you get enough credit for your air, man. I gotta give it to you, Neuter, and I gotta throw TT in there. Y'all, when shit get introduced to the hood, it's always one of y'all 3. Mm-hmm. So how'd you get that? Even like, I don't want to be long-winded. Even with like Skelly, I remember I always say I'm Skelly's number 2 fan. I remember you always being like, Skelly, man. I used to be like, man, Skelly's alright, man. Then I seen it. You was talking about Wayne before the Carter one. Wayne, man. Wayne's alright, man. Drake, like, you always had that air to know who was next, though, man. So how you develop that?
I don't know, man. It's just, that's just like, what's the movie? Brown Sugar, is that the movie? Mm-hmm. With
Take Diggs?
Yeah, like, you know how they was explaining how they fell in love with hip hop. Like the wild part of me bringing that up is I probably can't pinpoint a time when I fell in love with it. But how passionate they was about it was just like spot on for me. Like, and that's just what it was like. And I just don't know, like, I don't know, cause like for me, I listen to music 2 ways. 1 for the love and 2 for the business. Like, I might not like a song, right? But I can tell you, I don't care what genre it is, if it's a hit record or not. Like, and I don't know, it just comes from, like, you know, I come from, you know, being 8, 9 years old, my mom and dad throwing parties, my dad and his friends singing, like, you know what I'm saying, they did back in the day, like, so it's just been in me, and it's just so wild because all of my kids is the same way, all the way down to my 11-year-old, like, it's just wild that she puts me down with songs, and she's been doing that for the last 2, 3 years, like, so, you know, it's just, I guess it's just something I just been naturally born with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what they say, it's in me, it ain't on me.
Why are you and Skelly drop that collab? Y'all got great chemistry, man.
Why would you say that is? And I'm glad when this come out, you know what I'm saying, maybe this is, you know what I mean, put the press game on him. We actually in the process of trying to drop a little EP. And, but you know, like, it's just sometimes, to answer the original question, bro, it's just hard sometimes to get everything in motion to move exactly how you want it to move. And you know me, I'm one of them, like when it comes to, we could have easily just put out a couple records, but like, you got to do it. I feel like you got to do it right, and it got to make sense when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I want to just drop these 2, 3 records, like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Let's do this shit. Let's do it right. Let's let's get the cover done. But I don't know. I think I really don't know why we didn't drop it, because I actually what ended up happening, I had about 4 or 5 records that when I dropped my my first Who Is Kirb album, I said, you know what, I ain't got no feature. Look, let me use these 2, 3 records, you know what I'm saying? So I still ended up putting them out, but I don't know, it just didn't fall into place because, like, you know, being grown with kids, it's just like, it's kind of hard, like.
They say life be lifing.
Absolutely, and you never can prepare, you just never know what's going on, and when shit come up that you just got to go with it. And the thing with music for me, if me and you did a song today, right, and we like it, if that song don't get put into motion in the next 90 to 120 days, I done probably listened to it so damn much that I'm tired of it. Now, once I'm tired of it and I done critiqued it, now I'm just like, no, let's just do another one. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that probably transpired, because I'm going to tell you, like, what's crazy is I went into, because, you know, we've been doing music so long that a lot of our original NFL music is wave media files. So I was recently got the studio for the house, and I got a computer or whatever, and I was able to, like, listen to a lot of them songs that's wave media that won't play because they ain't MP3. Man, me and Skelly probably got about 20 or 30 or 40 songs together. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you probably got about 10. I got some Trey-O throwaways, and I probably got, getting access to that, I got everything.
Give me your top 5 Pittsburgh artists of all time.
I was hoping you asked me this.
Of all time.
You gotta give me the criteria, right? Because, see, this is the thing with that question. If we're gonna base it on opinion, then that could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it's on opinion, you know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
if you be like most influential, catalog, all right. So we'll go catalog, and
if you was on the island, you needed 5 people to listen to from Pittsburgh that you can live with for the rest of your life.
Okay, now that's the criteria. All right, so this is what all right, we'll do it like this. I'm going to go with impact and just impactful. That's what I'll say. I'm going to go with impactful. Top 5. And I ain't going to mention nobody that actually made it to the next level without saying no names, right? But you got to go with, when you talk about impact, you got to go with Jimmy Wappo. Got to go with WAP, like that, the move.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, for sure. The impact that he had and where he was actually going before, you know what I mean, he was stripped away from us. But you can't not have a top 5 list and not mention him. So, gotta go with S Money. Like, you know what I'm saying? S was the first person that really made it a rap scene in Pittsburgh. Like, before S Money and the GOV movement, there was no scene in Pittsburgh. Yeah, and I rapped before they was rapping.
They was the first ones looking like rappers.
Yes, like, but everybody that I named a few seconds ago was way before them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But they made a music scene, so definitely got to go with S. Got to go with Hardo. Got to go with Hardo. Like Hardo was viral really before Chief Keef was. Like, if you want to go and check the dates, like what Chief Keef did, Hardo did first. And I get, you know what I mean? That's part of the reason why he sits where he's at too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely take my hat off to him because he's definitely been doing this thing in a while, and he's definitely respected by a lot of people in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But so that's 3. And the wild part about it is, when you say catalog, I would be on the list. But when you talk about impact, like for the city, I don't even think I make the list. I don't think I really don't think nobody from Lincoln makes the list, to be perfectly honest with you.
Not Chop?
No. Impact? No. Because outside of, because it's like you said, I don't think Skelly gets the credit that he deserves. And that's because of not being impactful. And see, the thing with impactful, you can't control that. The city control that part. Like, so you know what I'm saying? That ain't a knock on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, sit here and I can come up with different lists. We can talk about lyricists. We could talk about make good records. We could talk about brand. You know what I'm saying? Like we could talk about a bunch of stuff. But like, let me get back to the list. 2 more. I said hard on. When you think about the list, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of not hard to mention the other 2 dudes. Like I say, R.I.P. Mac Miller, like Mac and Wiz, like they are Pittsburgh, whether you like them or not. You know what I'm saying? And so I said I wasn't going to say nobody that made it. Superstar said them, but you almost got to, because like after that, I don't think nobody really had impact. Like them 5 people that I just said. Like you got, I could probably name 10 artists better than all 5 of them. For sure, right? But impact, it's like impactful. Like when you think of Pittsburgh, there's a lot of people outside of Pittsburgh that are named 4 out of 5 people on that I just named on that list. You know what I'm saying? And none of them is going to name nobody else we talking about probably. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to transition to L.A. Gear, man. Talk to me about L.A. Gear, man. How'd you get into that?
Man, it was just like, to be perfectly honest with you, I just woke up one day and was just like, all right, it's time for a new stream. It's another source of stream of income, man. Like, because that's what it's about, having multiple sources of income, multiple streams of income, man. And it was just like, all right, what is the next move? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, I think I was still doing my little cleaning thing where cleaning business thing where I live, but it was just like, what is next? And it was just like, I made a phone call and I was saying that to the person, and they was just like, bro, you might as well get a machine and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, you're right. And the rest is just history. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took it from there. Like, I think I probably sold 150 items before I even went and bought my own machines. Like, I was using my people's stuff and they was helping me out, and that's just like, so it was actually wasn't even my idea, but it was just ironic that I woke up that morning that he said that to me, saying to myself, laying in the bed like, man, all right, I got to figure something else out. And boom, that's what it was. But definitely love Dash because, man, there ain't nothing like providing a service for people and they take a liking to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing being like, this is mine. I own this.
You created something that somebody wants.
Exactly.
The best thing in the world.
And it's just like you said, like, being an entrepreneur is just that, like, because I'm gonna tell you, like, I was fortunate that it worked. Because a lot of people done the same exact thing that I've done and it didn't work for them. You know what I mean? So I was just fortunate that it worked. But yeah, ain't nothing like being your own boss. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm still pushing. I'm still trying to come up with some new designs as we speak. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more like it's bigger than just Lincoln, LA Gear at this point. Like it's the service. I do family reunion shirts. I could do whatever. I could do pictures on shirts. I could do whatever you need. You want something on your coffee mug? But you want something on your purse? Like I could do it all. But it's just the entrepreneur thing is just it's just something about being able to be like, all right, I did this on my own and it's mine. You know what I mean?
Did fatherhood save your life, bro? Becoming a father?
Yes. It changed my whole outlook on everything. And even to this day, I still be, like, one thing about living, no matter what age you is, you still learning. We still living and we still learning. And that was the first thing that made me just wake up and I just looked at life different. Cause it's just different, like, cause you gotta think, I think even though I'm not the oldest homie in our circle, right? I think there might have only been one other person that had a kid before me in our circle. So you gotta think, I was like one of the first people that had a kid, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, just makes you look at life way different when you got a life that you got to take care of. And you got to make sure it's straight, for sure.
Pops, but I still got my mom. I'm grateful for her, but you know, we getting older, man. So how grateful are you that you still got your mom and pops?
Man, like, the sad part about life is we all going there one day, right? But to be able to, cause like you just said, we know so many people that's both their parents are gone. Yeah. And I know life is life, but man, I just couldn't imagine it. Like my dad is one of the people that I talk to just about every day. My mom, I'm talking to her every couple days, like no matter what. Like when I come in town, I'm going there. No matter what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's definitely a blessing. You gotta cherish it, because like, but the thing about growing up where we grow up, we've been suffering losses forever, right? Even more than our parents did, right? So we learned then to cherish life and cherish the time you got with people, because tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, man, it's like a blessing, like, for sure, to be able to still talk to both of my parents every day.
What's your ultimate goal, bro?
What do you mean though? Like as in what?
It could be business. It could be just being a better person. Health-wise, like.
I think I got a few then. Like, I don't know if I have an ultimate goal. I'll say I have a few. And one is to just keep growing, bro. Keep elevating, like the great O.E. Mack would say.
Shout out
O.E. Life's about growth, man. Like, and that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I just want to continue to grow and continue to be a good-hearted person. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, like, I think that's what the A basis is. When you do good, you get good. Put good energy out into the world, that's what you get back. So that's basically what I'm on. I'm trying to grow and just continue to put the vibe off of positive energy and put out positive energy for sure. Like, and that's just it. Like, because once you get our age, the goals are simplistic. Keep a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? Keep a couple dollars in your pocket. Make sure the fam's straight. Make sure the kids straight. Stay out the way, right? Like, goals are simple at this point. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to go with just one to stand out, continue to grow, man.
My brother, I want to say I appreciate you coming through, man, and fighting through this heat, man. Like I said, there's things, I don't know if I ever told you this privately, but I want to say it publicly, man. There's things that you told me back then that I'm telling people now that's still juggling in it. When you was telling me back then, I was like, man, Kirby's bugging. But I look at it now like Kirby was acting. And I'm telling people, like, just like Kirby told me back, like, I mean, so I always appreciated that about you, man. So appreciate everything you're doing, man. I can't wait to see how far you go, man. Stay healthy. Keep growing, keep elevating, man, and much love always coming from my side, my brother.
You already know how we get down, man. Thanks for having me, man. Anytime we got to do this again, you know what I'm saying? Let's not make it a one-time thing, and yeah, let's continue to grow, man. I appreciate you too, bro, you know?
For sure, my nigga.